Hey guys, my name is Ketchimoso, and we're back with another top 5. Well, not really a top 5, more of a top 5 recommendations of manga that I've read that I think should get an anime adaptation. And not to toot my own horn, but I've been pretty accurate at predicting animes coming out. Like, I really enjoyed the Bunny Girl Senpai manga, and the anime was introduced a couple months later. Same thing for Boarding Score Juliet and the Quintessential Quintuplets. Both manga I have loved and read for a while and then found out anime was coming out. And I've looked into my anime list to see some animes in the future that that were already approved and are in the making, so I'm not cheating on this list. And there's just plenty other ones like The Promised Neverland, Shield Hero, other stuff that I read that ended up getting animes, and they were fantastic and stuff that I enjoy a lot. So yeah, in today's video, I'm going to be discussing 5 of my favorite manga that I think deserve an anime adaptation. So let's get started with number 5. At number 5, we have Hadiuoiu. This romance shoujo manga was released on September 24th, 2010 and concluded on March 24th, 2014. So it's not new, but it's not old either. But if it does get an anime, unlike many animes nowadays, it will have a conclusion, which is always appreciated, since all the source material is available right now. Anyways, many of you have noticed throughout watching my videos for the past couple years that I have a soft spot for shoujo manga. It's my favorite. It's shonen or shoujo, I love me some shoujo. But this particular series isn't your basic shoujo manga. Usually we see 2 leads fall in love throughout the series and just hope that they get together by the end. In this series, our leads Himari and Satoru begin dating at the very start of the series. Like, it's literally like the first thing you see, them confessing to one another. What makes this series different is that Himari, our female lead, only asks out Satoru because she is actually afraid of boys and thought of a plan that by going out with him that she will get over this fear of men. Throughout the series, you see them go on many dates, get support from their friends, and actually learn how to go out with one another. Both are relatively new to dating, so you actually see them learn each other's tendencies, their like and dislikes, anything you could think of. You actually see them grow as a couple. A difference between the two is that from the very beginning, Satoru has genuine feelings for Himari. So you actually see him put a lot more effort in trying to get her to be more comfortable around him. So you kind of root for him a little more. The series is just generally heartwarming, very cute little, like, young couple, young love moments that just make your heart aflutter. But more importantly, there's just like very little anime romance bullshit going on. Like, it's one of the most things I hate, where it's just BS random drama for the sake of random drama. I hate it, it's annoying. And this series thankfully avoids that for the most part. The support characters are wonderful because they're just there to help these 2 lovebirds get close and move forward together. Also, if you're into this type of thing, you can ship the support characters because there's like little hints that they have feelings for one another as well, and a little side story for them will be like kind of cool to see, but I don't think it's gonna happen because the series again is generally old, so I think it's pretty much done. But again, back to the support characters, Satoru's friends are literally like his romance gurus. He goes to them for advice religiously. Like, anytime he has any question about Himari or what he should do, he goes straight to them and they help him out because they're like brothers. And Himari's friends are kind of like her conscience, her guardian angels, trying to convince her to finally tell Satoru the truth of why she initially confessed to him at the beginning of the series. And it's a great dynamic between all the characters in the show, and it's just something that you should just go watch, or you should go read, and just pray that it gets an anime one day. At number 4, we have Konojo Akirashimatsu, or I Like to Borrow a Girlfriend in English. This manga started on July 12, 2017 and is still ongoing as the recording of this video, and is actually aimed more towards adults because our 2 main leads, our 2 main leads are actually college students and not your typical freshmen in high school. Now, my favorite aspect of this manga is that it actually makes me enjoy harem stories. I hate harems. I think it's stupid, it's annoying, I hate the trope. I got a good harem with the Quintessential Quintuplets, so I tried to give harem another try, and I found this story. And I've been generally pleased with it, as it's a very funny, comedic, romantic read. Now, you're probably asking yourself why I hate harem manga stories, animes, just in general. I just hate the fact that sometimes we get a harem ending. That just feels lazy, it's annoying, it's stupid, I hate it. I'd rather the girl I'm rooting for just lose plain out than just get a harem ending where they all win but they all lose at the same time. I don't know, it's a thing for me. But what I like about this show again is that the fact that it's a harem, yes, it's a harem, but you generally have a good idea who's going to win at the end. It's just like thrown in your face throughout the series. Anyways, the story revolves around Kazuyu Kinishida, a male college student that was just dumped by his girlfriend, and in a desperate attempt to not look like a loser in front of his friends, he rents a girlfriend. Yeah, typical Japanese stuff. The girl he rents is called Chizuru Ichinose, and she's figuratively and literally the girl next door, or the perfect girl next door. Just a perfect girlfriend in his eyes. That's until he sees the real her when she's not working as a rental girlfriend. This story consists of a transformation of feelings. At first, Kazuya is in love with her false persona and her appearance, but as he sees her real self and her struggle, the reason that she's a rental girlfriend in the first place, they start getting to know each other a little bit better and help each other with their real life. I think we can all relate to this a bit. Falling for someone just on pure physical attraction, and then actually falling in love with the person that they are when you get to know them. But still, at its core, is a harem anime. There's like 4 different girls vying for Kazuya's affection. Most of them are extremely aggressive, so if you're into that type of cliche. In general, there's a lot of harem cliches which kind of annoy me, but I kind of push them to the side because I'm just focused on the 2 main leads and they just give me hope. The story's funny, very funny. I love the art style. Chizuru is literally she's a fantastic character and I love her a lot. And it's just a great read if you like character development, mostly in your romance shoujo manga. So if you like story, actual development, and depth in your characters, this is a good read. If you love your harem cliches, again, it's a good read. So it has a good balance between the two, and I hope it really does get an anime adaptation one day. And this one, out of like most of them on the list, I have the biggest hope for because it's really popular, it's relatively new, so I think it has a chance. At number 3, we have Last Game, my favorite romance manga that has never been adapted. And that angers me, but more importantly, it saddens me because I love this manga to death. But with the re-release of Fruit Baskets and the fact that Your Lie in April got an anime after it was already completed like this story, it gives me hope that this manga will get an anime one day. Anyway, if you like your basic shoujo manga where there's a popular male student that falls in love with the quiet nerdy girl, this is a story that you should definitely go read and just hope that it gets an anime one day. Our male lead is none other than Naoto Yanagi, the heir to the Yanagi business conglomerate. Because of his wealth paired with his looks, athleticism, and brains, he's treated like a king throughout most of his life. That was until he met Mikoto Kojo, who came from a completely different world, not being as wealthy and coming from a single parent home. You see, Yanagi, while growing up, was always the best at everything. That was until he met Mikoto, and he just could never beat her, especially when it comes to academics. So he kinda got obsessed with beating her, going to the point of following her to middle school, high school, and eventually college. Now you might think that he's a stalker, which he admits to kinda being a stalker, but they are sorta kinda like best friends because they do talk a lot and they generally always hang out with one another. But Mikoto kinda thinks of Yanagi as a annoyance, if that's the right word. But that all changed the moment that he was there for her when she thought her mother was in an accident. This story just persists of him trying to get her to realize her feelings. Thus why the manga is called Last Game, as he states that he will finally beat her when he could place a ring on her left finger. Now since this is a shoujo manga, again, they do have your shoujo manga cliches with both of them have someone else vying for their affection. But thankfully for the most part, they're just kinda there to help move the plot along, especially towards the end of the story. I don't want to say too much about this series because I generally want all of you to go read it. It's a great read, cute art style. I love this story a lot. This is my favorite manga. My favorite romance manga, let me say that. And I just really hope it gets an anime one day because if something like Your Lie in April could get one after the manga was completed, something like Last Game should definitely get a manga or an anime adaptation. At number 2 we have, let me try reading this off my monitor. Sono Biscoi do Waka Koi wo Suru. Sono Bisco, Sono Bisco do wa Saka. Anyways, this manga. Anyways, a relatively new manga in the scene that I really want to see get animated because I generally just love the art style that the mangaka uses, and I think it would look just incredible on TV. But more importantly, Marin Kirigara is my manga waifu at the time. I love her. She's just beautiful, energetic, just everything that I look for in a woman in the real world that doesn't exist because real life sucks. You see, she's actually an aspiring cosplayer, which again relates to me because I actually want to start doing cosplay too. But like me, she's really bad at designing cosplay. So she gets the help from Wakano Kojo, our male lead, who is your typical kind-hearted hardworking male lead in, like, you know, shoujo manga. Again, a lot of cliches, but it's a cliche for a reason. It works. He also just happens to be the grandson of a traditional Japanese doll maker, so he's really good with his hands. And through a series of manga-like events, you know, the same typical stuff that happens, he gets tapped as the person that's going to help Marin make her cosplay. What I really enjoy about the manga is the extreme amount of information that goes into how to cosplay and how to design cosplay, as Wakana is completely new to that world, and Marin actually explains to him in very good detail how to get inspired for cosplay, how she wants to design, all the other stuff that goes into it, how to take pictures, the lighting, etc. Anything you could think of. While Marin knows absolutely nothing about actually making the cosplay. So that's when we get Wakana explaining how designing works, the intricate details to actually make clothes as he makes them by hand, but also shows us how each material he uses has its advantages and disadvantages when it comes to certain cosplays. Also, which makeup to use, just so much information on design basically. Very interesting information to gauge if you're into cosplaying, which is just generally very informative. I love animes and manga stories in general that are very informative about their main topic. Just doesn't like toss it to the side and use it just as a crutch or something to base your story around, but actually base your story around that one topic. It's fascinating, and I really appreciate it as someone that's trying to get into cosplay, that I could just read this and it actually helped a lot. But finally, another reason why I really like this story is that Marin obviously falls in love with him at the very beginning, and the way that she reacts to herself subconsciously putting the moves on him is absolutely hilarious. So if you want a pretty unique rom-com anime that has some ecchi in it as well, because I'm not even gonna lie, the ecchi is pretty good, this is a great read. And finally, at number 1, we have again one of my personal favorites, I'm in Love with You Forever. It's a short, so if it does get an anime adaptation, it'll be a short like a bunch of other stuff I recommended in the past. But the main reason why I love this story so much is because it's actually quite simple. It's just a story about a husband loving his family, his 3 kids, and his wife. It's just so heartwarming. You just literally see him come home from work and just jump into his wife's arms, his kids, he loves them. It's literally a story about family and why family is so important to a hardworking man. And it's just something so unique that I haven't read in such a long time, and I haven't seen an anime, and I don't even think ever. I don't think I've ever seen a story like this animated. So if it does get an anime, it'll be really cool. That's the end of the video, guys. I wanted to keep this last one really short because it's a short and it just makes sense, and because I see the video is running a little bit long right now and I don't want to waste too much of your Saturday afternoon. So again, if you did like the video, drop a like, subscribe for more anime, otaku, manga, whatever like type content I could think of for the week, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.